Happy Monday, everyone. It's Mondays with Monica. I'm Monica Dummett, your local real estate agent with the Totally About Houses team and eXp Realty. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, this is an important one, and I've talked about credit before. However, credit is very, very important, especially if you're looking to buy a home, you want to purchase a car. Even with credit cards, you have to have great credit. And the better your credit, a lot of times the lower your interest, the lower your payments, and the more money you save. And credit is something that should be taught in school, and a lot of times unfortunately it isn't. So what I see is a lot of people, you get out of high school, you go into college, or you get into the field and you don't understand credit, you get some credit cards, rack up the credit card debt, don't make payments, something happens, and next thing you know, you want to make a large purchase and you can't because you don't have great credit. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do to help your credit score and some myths. First of all, you do want to open up a credit card if you're able to. I mean, you have to have, in order to start credit, you have to get credit. And the first thing is getting a small credit card. A lot of times banks will have a card a starter card where it has a certain amount on there that you go up. So because of one part of credit is length of time. So the longer you have credit, the better your credit can get, as long as the other areas of credit are good. And I'll get into what that means as well. And you want to be able to check your own credit score. So I bank with Chase, and then when I go online, I can check my credit every time when I bank with them, because I have a credit card with Chase Bank. And you can do that too with your credit card, and it doesn't hurt you to check your own score. So check it all you want. The only time it does hurt you is if you have a hard inquiry. So when you check your own credit score, it's a soft inquiry. You can go freecreditreport.com, things like that. But now they make it so easy through your banks or your credit cards. You just check your score. It'll give you a quick FICO score, and usually it's pretty accurate, okay? A hard inquiry is what we'll do. Put a small ding on your credit. So a hard inquiry is when, like, a lender or an auto salesperson, when they check your credit, that's called a hard inquiry, and that will do a small ding in your credit. And again, if you have an old credit card, try not to close out your cards, because again, length of time of credit is important. So if you get a credit card right out of high school and you've had it for 15 years, try not to close those accounts, because it's going to help with your length of time, okay? Also, income. It doesn't matter how much income you have. That doesn't directly correspond to the amount of credit you have. Okay, so that's another myth that kind of you can debunk. But here's the thing. So when you look at credit, okay, this is a part of your FICO score. There's included different things. So 35% of your FICO score is dependent upon the credit history, which means making payments on time, not being late. If you have a mortgage, you don't want to be over 30 days late. That will go against your credit. So late payments go against your credit, or credit that goes into collection goes against your credit. The 30% of your credit is due to the amount that's owed, okay? So if you have a credit card for $5,000 and you've maxed it out at $5,000, that's going to hurt your credit. You want to be 30% or less with your credit usage. So if you have a $5,000 card, I'm not going to be able to do the math here, but you want to have about less than $2,000 on that at any given time. Make sure you make those payments on time and you keep paying it down, because 30% is the amount owed. 15% is length of credit history. So that's what I was talking about. If you just opened your first credit card yesterday, you're going to have lower credit as opposed to somebody that's had a credit card or had credit for 30 years. 10% is based upon new credit, okay? And then 10% is also based upon the credit mix. So there's different types of credit. You have a long-term loan, like a mortgage, that's a part of credit. You also have a short-term loan, like a 5-year, that's a car loan credit. And then you have credit card, which is like a daily usage thing. Having those three actually can help you as long as you're making your payments, because it's a great use of credit and that goes towards your credit payment. So I hope that helps with it. But the best thing to always know is, first of all, try to keep your credit open. Don't close out cards, because length of history is a great thing to have. You also want to make sure that you make your payments and you have less than 30% of total usage. So again, a $500 limit, make sure it's under $200, because when you start going over and higher with that usage, your credit's going to go down a little bit, and it can change every day. And here's another thing. Say for a mortgage, you need a 620 minimum. If you have a 580 or a 560, you can easily potentially get up to 620 depending what is on your credit and what's hurting you. So don't get discouraged if your credit isn't there or if it's low, because we have mortgage people that can help take a look. They'll look at your credit and they'll see exactly what may be hurting it. And maybe you have to pay down a few cards. It may be you have to open up a card and get more credit. You can also ask your credit card people if to get you more credit. So if your limit's 5,000, maybe you can get it to 6 or 7,000. Don't spend the extra money that you have on your card, but that will help you with your amount owed. That makes sense. So there's a little tips you can have. If you have any questions with credit, let me know. It's important because the higher your credit, again, the lower the interest rates you're going to get and the lower your payments, especially on a mortgage or a car loan and even your credit card. So I hope this was helpful. If you need anything, call, text, or message me anytime. I hope everybody has a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.